It's the moment we've been waiting for. Colin Murray-Boyles made his summer league debut. We are going to talk the good, the bad, and the ugly of everything from the Raptors win over the Magic.
You are Locked On Raptors, your daily Toronto Raptors podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
It's your favorite part of the day. Thanks for making Locked On Raptors your first listen every day. I'm Vivek Jacob. I've been covering the Toronto Raptors for 8 seasons across several outlets. You can follow Locked On Raptors on X, Instagram, and YouTube. And be sure to check out the Locked On Raptors Discord, where you can talk all things basketball, but especially the Raptors. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $150 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. It is Monday, July the 14th. I'm pretty much going solo for all the game recaps, so we are here to do Game 2 of Summer League. We are talking about your Toronto Raptors defeating the Orlando Magic 89-86 in a very physical, intense game on both ends. The Raptors, we know we're going to see a lot of ball pressure, full court press. The Magic came back with it themselves. They brought the ball pressure. They brought the full court presses. And that's what led to this 89-86 scoreline. Very different from the win over the Bulls, but it did kind of follow a similar trend where the Raptors started out slow, and then it was the second quarter where they really picked it up and turned things around, forced 10 turnovers to get the fast break going, to get the offense going. The offense was a struggle in the first quarter once again. But all in all, this really is a turnover battle when you're playing against the Raptors. I mentioned 10 turnovers forced in the second quarter. It was 29 turnovers for the game that the Magic had, which makes it now 62 turnovers forced by the Raptors through these opening 2 games. So yeah, close most of the way in the second half, and especially the fourth, but got some clutch plays from Ja'Kobe Walter, who had a tough fadeaway. Jamal Shead hit a step back 3, which was really good to see. Colin Murray-Boyles had an important putback as well. So the Raptors now 2-0 at Summer League, keeping the championship hopes alive. Let's start there. The big takeaway, Colin Murray-Boyles missed the first game of Summer League with a left adductor strain. Gets the start in this one, replacing Jonathan Mogbo in the starting lineup. And let's face it, it was a very rusty start for him. His first possession, he turned it over on a drive. His second opportunity, he airballed a corner 3. So that was tough to see. In general, I think he really struggled with the drive. Just not a secure dribble. And so whenever the defenders were kind of poking at it, they were able to get it away. So that's something to watch for moving forward. I did feel like he started to get his legs into it as the game went on. His first bucket came off. He was looking ahead, set a high screen for AJ Lawson, who was coming left to right. And then CMB just slipped the screen and then rolled straight to the basket. Lawson found him on the roll, and nice, easy dunk to get him going. So I think that probably helped alleviate some of the anxiousness or whatever he was feeling in this game. And yeah, I think the defense started to pick up, and offensively, I think it's very much about just making, the hustle plays. And he had 2 really, really good sequences in the second half. And one was, so Ja'Kobe Walter got beat in the left corner by Alondes Williams, who drives to the basket, thinks he's going up for a layup, has the layup, but CMB comes over to help and gets the block. Monster block. Raptors head down the other way. Ja'Kobe Walter gets the ball, goes up, contested, misses the layup, but then Colin Murray-Boyles gets the putback slam. So I'm sure that sequence made him feel great, and it was really good to see that two-way play from him. And then later, he had a nice putback, laying off a drive by Shed, and then going back the other way on defense, made a really good read and then showed off that length to get a deflection off a pass. And then the Raptors went down the other way again. And this time, AJ Lawson got the ball and had a nice and one finish. So a couple important sequences that helped the Raptors in the second half. So impactful moments for him in this game. Overall, he finishes with 8 points, 7 rebounds, 5 on the offensive glass, 8 fouls, and 5 turnovers. So he was trying to be active, that's for sure. And yeah, I think, first game, getting his feet wet, rusty. You don't know how much he was maybe trying to be a little protective of, coming off that adductor strain. So rusty start for him, but hey, take it, move on to the next one. Offense, as I said, is going to be about the hustle at this stage based on, what you see in this game. You probably don't want him doing too much off the drive. And it's like, hey, can you go get an offensive rebound? Can you just get your putbacks that way? Rolls to the rim where someone finds you. I think that's going to be the bulk of his offense, and which is fine. He's going to be in a role coming off the bench when the regular season starts, and that's more than fine for what you want out of him. Defensively, I think you saw the instincts kick in. I thought you saw some good shows of strength as well when he was having to protect the paint a little bit. So that was good to see. Speaking of strength, the 5 offensive rebounds, that's one thing where he just takes up position and then good luck moving him. Like he's a big man to move, and it's going to be tough. So I think let's take the positives from this one. Let's move on to the next one on Tuesday and see if maybe the offense looks a bit more polished and take it from there. Someone whose offense was not just about the hustle, AJ Lawson. So if we're going to do big takeaways, I think Lawson really deserves a lot of love. 21 points of this one. So back-to-back 20-point games for AJ Lawson. 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. 5 for 5 from the field and 9 for 13 from the free throw line. So again, that ability to get to the line, that ability to just stay in attack mode throughout is super encouraging to see. Knock down a couple of corner threes. One was with the foul as well. So I think really encouraging signs from Lawson. Obviously, as he mentioned before, he's a summer league vet, his 5th summer league. And I think he's just like fitting into his role really nicely. I think the Raptors in general so far have struggled with the half court offense, and I think he's been a boon to that. And I think he's kind of bailed them out a few times. And obviously in transition, when he gets the ball, he's just straight away in attack mode, going straight to the basket, finishing well. So I think that's another positive to see with him. And we got to talk about his defense too. I think that he has played his tail off on that end, and I think has made a really good impression. The ball pressure, he's really into it, and I think this is everything you want out of AJ Lawson and all these guys at Summer League. So I think the defense, if he can keep this up, I think that is one calling card for him. And then the other, obviously, is just knocking down enough shots. Will he get to the basket as easily, at the NBA level? That's going to be a challenge, but the outside shot is something to watch out for. But I think he's proving himself super, super important to this Summer League team. Coming up on the other side, we will talk some Orich Chamomche, we will talk some Jonathan Mogbo, we will talk Jacoby Walter, pretty much the rest coming up right after this. Let's be honest, meal planning and grocery shopping can be overwhelming. Between busy schedules, picky eaters, and trying to eat healthy, it's a lot. That's why I love Hungryroot. They take the stress out of planning by filling your cart for you with personalized groceries and meal options based on what you like and need. Hungryroot uses their smart cart technology to recommend groceries, recipes, and even supplements tailored to your preferences. Whether you're dairy-free, gluten-free, focused on gut health, or just trying to eat better, Hungryroot's got you covered. It's been a big help in sticking to my nutrition goals without giving up flavor or convenience. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box plus a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/LockedOnNBA and then use code LockedOnNBA. That's hungryroot.com/LockedOnNBA. FanDuel.com/LockedOnNBA, code LockedOnNBA, to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. And we are back. Let us talk some Orich Chamomche, because the big thing for me is just seeing the improved level of poise. Dan Tolzman, I go back to this before the draft. He spoke to media. He said, hey, the big thing with Chamomche is getting to that point where the game slows down for him. And right now we are seeing progress in that regard. And I think, whether it was seeing him at times offensively not being able to anticipate the catch or make catches well, or defensively, obviously we know he can be a great shot blocker, and he's got good timing in that sense, but just understanding what the opposing team is trying to do, being in the right place, that's more the stuff that he needs to pick up on. I think his movement has improved, but I still think he's someone that right now you have to always have in drop coverage. And there's actually one moment where I think James Wade actually got a little mad at him because he went under on Noah Penda, and then Penda pulled up for the three, knocked it down, and then you could see Wade go at Chamomche right away to say, hey, like, you got to be up on that. And so I think there's still a little bit of that, but I think overall it's really nice to see the progress. He had a really nice bounce pass to Jacoby, who was cutting to the basket. And that's a play that it actually happened in the first game as well. So it's kind of interesting that they're actually looking for that out of Chamomche and believing that he can make that read and that play. So really good to see that. He had another steal where he was able to, use his hands, cause a deflection, get the ball, and then go down the other way and dunk it. Little note on that, he does have his left index finger taped up, and after that dunk he was kind of adjusting the finger and tending to it, so hopefully all is good on that front. But more possessions where he's showing decent touch and like kind of taking his time around the basket. I think that's a big thing, just taking that time and not feeling rushed. Finishes with 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 6 for 8 from the free throw line. So I think overall another step in the right direction, and hopefully this can keep up through the next 2 games. Let's get to some Jonathan Mogbo. So he gets demoted from the starting lineup. You were wondering who it was going to be, whether it was Jamison Battle, whether it was going to be Mogbo, whether it was going to be Colin Castleton. It ends up being Mogbo, who moves to the bench, but he showed no ill effects. Played really, really well defensively, was all over the place, scampering, hustling, doing everything that you need from him. And offensively, again, getting it done, with just dunks and simple plays and not trying to do too much. And that's kind of what you want to see out of him. So off the bench, he finishes with 12 points, 8 rebounds, goes 5 for 9 from the field. He did have one really nice transition bucket where he was driving and then he went left to right on a Euro and then finished with the left. It was goaltended, so I guess we didn't get to see if he would have finished it. It looked like it was going in. It looked like a nice lay-in, so we'll give it to him. But yeah, really liked what I've seen from Jonathan Mogbo here through these first 2 games. Can't necessarily say that we know the touch has improved, in my opinion, because a lot of the finishes inside have just been dunks. He has had a couple where he's had to finish, but in non-dunk fashion. But I think we'll need to see more to really say that the touch has improved. One thing I will say is watching this game and watching, where he fit into the rotation, I do wonder if the Raptors have decided that they want to exclusively see him at the 4 and don't really consider him a small ball 5 anymore, because obviously he gets the demotion and Castleton remains the starting center. Then when he comes off the bench, he's playing next to Chamomche. And even when Chamomche wasn't there, he was playing next to Castleton. There were no minutes for him at the 5. So I think that might be something worth watching as we go down the line here, whether it was just a matchup thing that they liked with the Magic, just another thing to keep an eye on. Jacoby Walter, 16 points on 15 shots. I think it's interesting to watch him in this role now where he is being asked to, bring a lot of creation to the table. And he's just like, these are important reps for him to grow, right? That's not the role that he's going to have during the season. And so I think he's one guy where you kind of have to watch these things with a grain of salt. So, 16 points, 15 shots, 6 of 15 shooting. Goes 2 of 5 from the free throw line. That's a bit strange, but, you just talk it up to one game. The defense was really solid. I thought, again, really intense, applying good ball pressure, showed real commitment. And when I say that, I mean, he was mic'd up, and one of the plays they showed was after a turnover. He was just constantly saying, I'm gonna get it back, I'm gonna get it back, I'm gonna get it back. And then right off the inbounds, he draws an offensive foul. And then, Chamomche goes to give him a high five. And right away, he's like, I told you I get it back. So love to see that spirit and commitment on the defensive end. There's some good stuff going to the basket, but he's not drawing a foul. And so I guess he's not able to get that solid bump where he's then also struggling to finish. And so that's something I mentioned in my summer league preview, where finishing is something that he has to work on. Shot 52%, within 3 feet of the basket in the regular season. So that's something that has to go up. So good moments, some kind of whatever moments. He hit a 3 at the first quarter buzzer, a running 3-pointer. You count on him for a buzzer beater against the Orlando Magic, I guess. And then he had, I mentioned this before, but a really nice clutch fadeaway under 3 minutes remaining to help keep some distance from the Magic. He also drew the foul on that. It was a pretty contested shot, so to see him knock down that fadeaway plus the foul was good. Clutch Gene, you have to say, is alive and well. To his backcourt teammate Jamal Shed, you got to say, first half, again, bringing the intensity, bringing the energy, trying to apply that ball pressure. Results in this one, not so much. He drew 5 fouls in the first half, so the refs weren't maybe, giving him that leeway that he likes to have. And obviously he knows in Summer League got 10 fouls to play with, so he was probably just challenging them to the point where it's like, hey, this is how I'm going to defend. What are you going to do about it? He didn't draw a single, he didn't get charged with a foul in the second half. So that's a positive for him. Him as well, free throw shooting, weird night, 5 for 9. And at the end, he hit a clutch step back 3. So this was one where, hey, defense is going under. What are you going to do? Are you going to try and force your way to the basket? No, he says, hey, I have confidence in this shot. This is a shot that I need to hit at the NBA level. And to see him, with conviction, go into that step back and knock it down, that's a real positive. And looking at his backup, Chucky Hepburn, overall, I'd say that he might have had a slightly better game than Shed in this one. Amazing defense throughout. I mean, he is right in people's jerseys, like no airspace whatsoever, causing deflections, getting steals. He was a big part of that second quarter run, and really helping cause a lot of turnovers. Hit a couple threes. First game, we did not see him, we saw him struggle with the shot, did not see him hit a 3. Knocks down a couple threes in this one. One was a step back. So good to see that out of him. Elijah Martin, the hero of last game, goes 1 for 7 this game, 0 for 5 from 3. So not so hot in this one. I think some people will look at his plus minus and say, hey, he didn't do too bad. He was a plus 14 in his minutes, even with the struggles. Defensively, he was fine, but I do think that his plus minus had more to do with sharing most of his minutes with AJ Lawson, and I think he was a bit of a beneficiary there. And so I think that kind of wraps it up for this game. Don't think there's anyone else to really touch on. Jamison Battle struggled knocking down the shot in this one, 1 for 6 from 3. So not much to add there. Yeah, as I mentioned before, I think ideally I'd like to see, through the two games we haven't seen much out of Colin Castleton, so I wouldn't mind seeing Jonathan Mogbo uh, or Orich Chamomche get the start. And if they want to keep Mogbo at the 4, maybe it is an opportunity for Chamomche to get a start. To wrap up, we are gonna get into Brandon Ingram providing a bit of an update, and we'll touch on James Wade a little bit, who's trying to coach his butt off here with the Summer League team. Summer sports are in full swing, and whether you're all about baseball under the lights, golf on the green, or high-stakes soccer action, FanDuel is the best way to make every game more exciting. You're already following the action. Why not make it a little more thrilling? With FanDuel, you can get in the game while your friends are getting sunburned at the beach. Whether I'm placing a same-game parlay or watching a bet right into the 9th inning, FanDuel makes it feel like I'm part of the action. New to FanDuel, new customers can bet just $5 and get $150 back in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com to get started. I'm just going to go back to Brandon Ingram speaking to the media, providing a bit of an update, saying that he is now playing 5-on-5 again, was cleared on Friday. And so he said his goals for the summer are just playing more 5-on-5, getting his timing and rhythm back. He feels his conditioning is in a good spot for July. So obviously I got some work to do to get there for a training camp level of conditioning. He said he hasn't really done any explosive movements. So that's something that he needs to start working on now, and getting back, some of the moves that he likes to go to. He said the biggest thing he's missed is the camaraderie and competing against others. And he also gave a guarantee. He said, "We are making the playoffs for sure." It was kind of interesting because he paused before saying that for a second, and it was almost like, should I say it? Am I going to say it? Yeah, I'm going to say it. And then he said it. So he also said he likes the swag that Emmanuel quickly plays with. And he feels that, the Raptors kind of established a defensive identity last season, but the offensive identity is something that will have to be established this upcoming season. And obviously he's going to have a big say in that. So yeah, just a bit of an update there for Brandon Ingram coming back to Summer League. James Wade is the one who's got the opportunity to coach this team. And I think you have to give him some of the credit for the intensity this team has played with through 2 games. I think the Magic would have seen just how hard the Raptors played against the Chicago Bulls, and would have known right off the bat, like, hey, we got to come with it, or this team is going to blow us out, embarrass us the way they did the Bulls. And I think that's what made for such a close contest. Wade had a coach's challenge that he won. He used it for an Elijah Martin play where Martin was applying really strong ball pressure, was able to knock the ball out off the Magic player's foot, and initially was called for the foul. And so that's what Wade challenged, and they ruled no foul. It didn't look like there was a foul on the play, so it was good that it got overturned. And then because it went off the Magic player's foot, it was also Raptors ball, so that's good to see. If there's something you want to see improve, it would be the half-court offense. So the Magic obviously came out and put a lot of full court press, a lot of ball pressure, and challenged the Raptors in that standpoint. And the Raptors, finished with 89 points, and you'd have to say that that's something that could probably use some work. They've generally struggled in the half court to generate buckets. And again, this comes back to, like, hey, certain players are being put in positions where they have to grow, right? Jamal Shed being able to actually run the sets, being able to create open looks for his teammates, Jacoby Walter being able to self-create, or even create opportunities for his teammates. So those are things we can watch over the next couple of games, and then we'll see beyond that. But yeah, I think 2-0 start. This is what you want to see from the Raptors. It was good to see them get tested after the first game blowout. So to get some crunch time minutes, to get Colin Murray-Boyles his debut, and to have him improve as the game went on. I think we're seeing some good positives here, some good signs, and hopefully they can continue to build on that when they play the third game of Summer League on Tuesday. For now, if you want to carry on this discussion, head on over to the Locked On Raptors Discord. The link is in the description. Thank you for making Locked On Raptors your first listen today. For your second listen, find the Locked On NBA podcast, where there is no offseason. Doug, Matt, and Hayes keep you up to date on contract negotiations, rumors, and everything you need to be the most informed NBA fan. Find Locked On NBA on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.